Both of us did realize it, that she is someone who voices her choices. You remember the name of the character? A little skeptical because I didn't want to get lost in the journey.
Priya Bapat, welcome to Spotlight on Connected to India.
Thank you.
You've done so many different kinds of roles, played as scheming politicians, etc. But I'm not kidding you. When I look at you, I think of that Dr. Meenal rooting for Munna Bhai, that cute little girl, still
You remember the name of the character?
very clearly, because that film I must have seen like hundreds of times, so very clearly, and your enthusiastic face clapping because he's done it. So it's amazing.
I was a child when I did that. I was like literally a child.
You were just 13, and it's quite impressive at such a young age. You
No, I was
already
not 13. I was 15.
You're 15, but
Yeah,
you've just
15.
completed 25 years,
Yeah.
and it's quite impressive that at just such a young age, you already done 25. So, are you happy with where you are, Priya?
I'm very happy, but I'm not satisfied. I wouldn't say that this is it. I would say that I have a lot more to achieve, a lot more to do, many more different roles, and I want everyone around the world to know me as an actor
That's
and my
fantastic. I'm
potential.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that will happen, Priya. Your co-star, the gentleman who's playing your husband, was also in that film, right? And today, of course, we are talking about Costao, which will
Both
be.
of us did realize it,
You did, right? And so we
No,
are
we
talking
did.
about
We did.
you.
Nawaz sir actually remembered, and or someone else told us that on the set, and then we both were like, "Oh yes, really?"
No, but from our side, I'm not kidding. You said you didn't realize when I heard the name and I heard Nawazuddin Siddiqui, it just sprung up like this. And I've seen your work in other platforms. Of course, we are talking about Costao, which will be on Z5 Global May 1st onwards, which is a great thing that people can watch it whenever they want to. Don't have to hurry to a cinema hall, etc. So tell me about working with Nawaz. Such a gifted actor. And you, as a 15-year-old, had done a debut in the same film. You didn't share a screen, but how was it working with
Yeah.
Nawaz?
Then I have no
Yeah.
idea about
No,
that.
in Costa.
In Costa, uh, wonderful. He is an amazing person. He's very down to earth. And I'm not saying this because I'm on camera and I'm promoting the film and I have to, kind of praise my co-star and because he's also a star. So it's nothing of that sort. He is an amazing actor. He's so down to earth. I really appreciate how he respects other actors on set. He would come, he would do lines, we would do technical rehearsals, and then we would just go with like our performance, like the scene. He's someone who will give you your space. He doesn't come and tell you aap ye karo, aap wo karo, and all of that. And I really appreciate that because he has had that great journey and a very difficult journey as an actor by himself. He
Yes.
really understands and respects what you are doing, where you are, what you're trying to bring on screen. And if you are honest in your work, he's out there to fully support you. So really, really, I mean, I was a fan of his work, obviously, um, but I was more fan of his journey. I always tell myself that look at where he started and how much time people took to recognize his talent and appreciate his talent. And it's sometimes I feel it's unfair that the industry took so long to recognize his talent, but when they did, he was all out there, and he's a star. He's like real star, and not just a star. I would say he's a true actor. He's a performer. He has that hunger, and that you see on screen every time he performs with absolute honesty and authenticity.
Couldn't agree with you more. In the trailer, it's quite obvious that he's playing a customs cop. He's very
Yeah.
upright. But we don't get to know too much about your character. Priya, talk us about the role which you are playing. We just know that you're a mother of three and a teacher.
Yes. So Maria is Costa's wife, a mother of three, and they're living their happy life. And she's okay with how disciplined Costa is, how passionate he is about his work. She's all okay about that. And they have they've been it's a love marriage. It's not something that's been an arranged marriage, and they've been in love before they got married, so they know each other really well. I mean, you don't see all of that on screen as a story, but you see glimpses of that. You see how she is supportive, but you also see that at one point they both have different expectations in life. And a lot of times we tend to we always go fully supportive about the character who's so righteous and patriotic and doing something for the greater good, but at the same time we don't understand the cost that the family has to pay for his passion and his honesty. A lot of times it happens. So, like, even in real life, when you go all out for your work and something that drives you crazy, you don't understand the cost the people who are supporting you pays for that. And I think that's the journey of Maria you see in the film. It's very important. And also, it is important because Costa equally loves his family. It's not that he doesn't. He really wants his family to support. But there is only so much a family can do. When you as a person start suffering um, and pay the cost of what someone's passion is, then you start questioning, why am I here? What am I doing? What am I doing the right thing? This is what I want from life. It's not what I want from life. And I really appreciate my writer directors for making my character a woman's character, especially because the film is set in 90s, and portray her in such a way that she is someone who voices her choices. She's someone who will take a stand for herself. It's very important. Also, it's very easy to blame a woman in the marriage and say that he's doing the right thing. Why can't you support him? But you need to take a couple of steps back and think and realize that, is this what she asked for? This is just something that she signed up for. She didn't. Then why is she forced to go along in something that she never wanted to be a part of? So marriage is about equation of two people. It's the choices you make, it's the life you build, and it's a person's life is not only about person's life is not only about his personal life, it is also about his professional life. Costa's life is more driven by his profession and less by family, whereas Maria's life is more driven for her family. So I think that's where you see the equation in the marriage changing as the journey of Costa's life progresses.
It's very interesting. When I'm listening to you, I can clearly sense that you have researched the role well. This is set in the 90s, so the marriage equation in the 90s would have been really different from the current times.
Yeah.
So, would you say that this role is very different from the kind of roles you've portrayed in the past
Oh,
throughout your
definitely.
career?
Oh, definitely. I mean, not even in Marathi films, but let's stick to Hindi. Purnima Gaikwad is a very different
Correct.
character that I
There,
play.
there is
Raj,
no subservience in Purnima Gaikwad. She's just out there. She's
right,
aggressive in
right.
an understated sort of a way.
Yeah, I think she's somebody like Costa who would just go all out for whatever professional choices she makes.
Correct.
Um, but Raj Javane is a very different character. Suman's character was very different, and Raj Javane was the series that I did. Um, uh, Visfoot again was a different choice. That was a film I did with Ritesh Deshmukh and Fardeen Khan. That was released a year ago, last year. And now Costao. I think but you'll see one common thread in it, that how women are portrayed and the choices I've made in the portrayal of women. I really appreciate that, and that credit goes to
Yeah.
the director and the writers of all these projects.
Yes, I think we live in incredible times. How things are changing. The women characters are so different. Each movie has got a different kind of woman which is being portrayed. Talking of intense acting, you had a chance to work with Nawaz, but then you worked with another very intense gentleman called Atul Kulkarni. And when you work with Nawaz, do you get reminded of him or something? Are their acting styles and approach to acting very different from each other?
No, 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 not at all, not at all. They are very different. They're very
Yeah.
different. Yeah. So Atul basically is a very dear friend. We did a first film together in 2014. We go right. It's been 11 years of our friendship. So Atul is a very dear friend. So equation with Atul is very different. Having said that, Atul's process is also very different from Nawaz's process. Like, if I could just like break it down, from what I understand after working with them, they might have a different process in their head, but from what I see, Nawaz sir also does a lot of improvisations.
Mm.
He goes beyond scripts. Sometimes he would stretch a scene to a point where the lines are over, but you're still reacting. The fight, the argument that we have, there are a lot of things which are not written, but we just say it. We just continued saying that in that anger. With Atul, I have never done that. With Atul, it's more structured work, and we explore more of emotional depths in the given premise. So I think both have a different process, but it's yeah, both of them are very intense actors. And
It's
uh, Nawasar, I can't call him as my friend. It's too late because he's so
it's very
senior. I didn't I met him on the sets of Costao. I wasn't friends with him before, so and I like that he has maintained that a very good professional distance, and it's very nice. It's not you can't call everyone your friends, like,
correct.
just because you have worked together. But Atul is a friend, like he's a good friend.
But it's very interesting that you are referring to Atul, who's the same vintage as Nawazuddin, as friend, and Nawaz is Nawaz sir. So
You
I'm
know,
sure
now you know the difference. Atul
I
is a
do.
dear friend. Like as I said, we know each other for 11 years, so
Right,
it's a
right,
long
right.
time.
But you made an interesting point that how there were
And by the
scenes.
way, sorry
No,
to
no, go
cut you.
ahead.
I mean, this goes long back in 2014 when we did our first film. My first message to Atul was Atul sir, and then he said, "Call me Atul." I said, "Okay, done."
Of course, he didn't want to feel old.
Also, because we were playing siblings in that film, it was important for us to have that sibling equation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. Yes. So you're making a point about how you and Nawaz would be, exchanging dialogues, and you would just continue. That's also a director's style. Like Sejal Shah is the first-time director with Costa, isn't she? So
Yeah.
apparently, Ram Gopal Verma had a similar style where people would be acting, and we will see that chemistry, and we'll take a step back. Apparently, he did that a few times with Satya. So tell me a bit about Sejal Shah's direction style, a bit about some of the work which she's done in the past. If she was there, I would have asked her the question to her. But since you're here, how was she as a director, and how was it working with her?
Oh, it was amazing. I really feel that it's important. It's very interesting and important to have a woman director because then women characters are understood differently and
Yeah.
portrayed differently. I think, all the stereotypical judgments about women are kept aside, and you just see them as people, as just a human being, and how a human being would respond in this situation. So I think that I really experienced right in the first reading with Sejal ma'am. And yeah, I mean, you just brought it up, Satya. I don't know if I have mentioned this, but I think that was her uh, kind of one line brief to me when she narrated the whole part and we did the reading for the first time. I was a little skeptical because I didn't want to get lost in the journey of Costa. Like I as in Maria,
Yeah.
I was little concerned about the fact that I know and I understand that it's Costa's story and it's an integral part. Maria and her kids are an integral part of Costa's life, but I don't want that to get lost in the journey of Costa's passion and his struggle towards fighting the truth, finding the truth. Uh, and I remember Sejal ma'am coming and telling me this that Priya, have you watched Satya? I said yes. She said for me, Maria Fernandez is Shefali Shah in Satya,
Amazing.
and I was like, okay, I'm on. Because I know that even if you are given that one scene which can have an impact on the entire film, I would crave for that. I would die for that. And I want a representation of a character like that. And that's when I mean, she could trust in me when I read the lines after that. And I could trust her, entirely with Maria's journey. And I knew that um, Maria will be portrayed and given justice in whatever space that she has. I'm not saying and I'm not asking for more screen time. All I'm asking for is the the support that the character should get from the writer and director, and they both did, Bhavesh sir and Sejal ma'am. And I think it's that only happens when you believe in the character in the first place. When you go on with a heroism, or you go on with a only by your primary plot, then you would not see it. But when you understand your along with your primary plot, these are the aspects that also make Costa what he is, and these are the aspects which are important to tell my story as about this person. Then you understand it, and I think she brilliantly did that while we were shooting, um, which how the scenes are set, how it's being shot. It's very beautifully shot, by the way. I haven't watched the film. I've just seen glimpses while dubbing. But yeah, I'm looking forward towards the film on 1st of May.
I'm really happy how this conversation is going. You see that there are lots of observations I've made, and you're sort of relating with them when it comes to Satya and Shefali and all of that.
Yeah.
So next question, Priya, you're really a very gifted singer. You've anchored. You're an actor. So amongst the three, how do you rate your skills? What would you call first, second, and third?
Actor first,
Okay.
singer second, and then everything else.
Fantastic. Is there a role or a kind of role which you've seen in the past which you thought you could have done? Or are there some roles you're looking forward to in the future? Any
I
specific
would
future?
always say that I never feel that if I've seen something in the past and if I have liked it, I
Uh-huh.
don't see myself doing it, because if I have liked it, then I have liked the performance and the world that was created on screen. Then I don't want to replace that by me being in it. I don't know how that will be, because we always say that the thing works only when the team and the package entirely works. So I would never want to do that. But what I'm looking forward to is I really want to be a part of very like various various characters and different stories, like could be different genres like true crime. I haven't done that. I haven't done a rom-com in Hindi. I would love to explore that. Yeah, a lot more.
Perhaps if there was a sequel of Munna Bhai, then perhaps you could play the lead in that. That would be a lovely rom-com for you to work in, isn't it?
I would love to. Will I'm and I hope that Raju sir is watching this, and he'll definitely make the third Munna Bhai and get me make me a lead in it.
Course. So, yeah, quick question. You said you're in DC. Are you there to promote Costa? And
Right now, yes, I'm promoting Costa from
okay.
here.
And so, what kind of reaction have you got from the diaspora when you travel to markets like Singapore, US, Emirates about your work?
Overall, in
Yes.
general,
In general, yes.
um, great. I think I've seen people. I think after OTT, it has become much more easier to for the other audiences to have access to Indian, work. Other than like when earlier they only had to come to India and watch the films
Correct.
or web series or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's great when people recognize you here and appreciate your work here.
Fantastic. Priya, lovely speaking to you. Wishing you good luck for Costa and a phenomenal career ahead. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Himanshu. Thank you so much. Lovely
Thank you.
talking to you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.